This is your lesson about the Caucasus region. Here's what you're going to do. You are going to watch this video, and you can put your screen onto split screen so you can take notes while watching this video. And then you're going to answer some questions about the Caucasus region that are currently on Moodle. Now, here's the Caucasus region of the world. It is located just south of Russia. And the countries of the Caucasus region are Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. And we can see that the Black Sea borders the Caucasus region to the west, and the Caspian Sea borders the Caucasus region to the east. Now, the dominant physical characteristic in the Caucasus region are the Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasus Mountains kind of form a line that connects the Black Sea with the Caspian Sea. And we can see in this physical map that there are some snow-capped peaks here, and some lower valleys with lakes in between these tall mountains. So these mountains do get very tall. They do provide some highland climates for this region, but this region is characterized by these Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasus region has been controlled by several empires. First, we are going to focus in on the Roman Empire, the map to the left. All right, and the Roman Empire grew very, very large, and we know that Rome had to divide up the empire into several states or local regions and establish a governor for each of those local regions because this empire grew so large. So here we have the region of Britannia, which later became Great Britain, Gallia, which later became France, Hispania, which became Spain, and then all the way east, we have the Caucasus region. So the Caucasus region was once controlled by the Roman Empire, but we know that the Roman Empire did not last forever. It split in half, and this region remained the Roman Empire while this region became the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire brought their dominant cultural characteristic to the Caucasus region, and that dominant cultural characteristic was Orthodox Christianity. All right, fast forwarding a couple of hundred years, we know that Rome didn't last forever. The Byzantine Empire didn't last forever as well. We have the Arab armies starting to conquer through Europe around the 600s AD, and the map on the right illustrates where the Arab armies conquered. Okay, and we can see the Caucasus region right here tucked between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. And the Arab armies conquered this region around 660 AD. And the Arab armies brought their dominant cultural characteristic to this region as well. That characteristic is the religion of Islam. So we have several religions existing in this region at the same time. We have Orthodox Christianity and we have Islam. Next up, we have the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire began conquering through Europe shortly after the Arab Empire, or the Arab armies did. The Ottoman Empire was based right here in Turkey, and Turkey is just south of the Caucasus countries. The Caucasus countries, again, are nestled right here in between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. So the Ottoman Empire began to conquer into the Caucasus countries and established their regimes in the Caucasus countries. But the Ottoman Turks began to greatly abuse the people living in the Caucasus countries. They were not treated very well. The Russian Empire also took control of some of the Caucasus countries as well. Again, here we have the Caucasus countries nestled between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. And the Russian Empire conquered into the Caucasus from the north, while the Ottoman Empire conquered into the Caucasus from the south. So the Caucasus were not independent countries. We know that World War I did involve these two empires, the Russian Empire and the Ottoman Empire, and after World War I ended, these empires were carved up and new countries were created. So the Caucasus countries became independent after World War I. The Ottomans were forced to give up the Caucasus region. So the countries of Georgia and Azerbaijan and Armenia became independent after World War I, but shortly after World War I, right, the Soviet Union began to take them over. Okay, so these countries did not remain independent for very long. They were taken over by the USSR, and they remained a part of the USSR until the USSR dismantled in 1991. So because they were a part of the USSR, they were not independent. They obeyed the Soviet leader, and they had a communist regime in those regions. Today, though, these countries are all very unique. We have the country of Georgia, which borders the Black Sea. It has a nice long border along the Black Sea. And the people of Georgia are ethnically Georgian. They're predominantly Orthodox Christians living in Georgia. And the economy is most closely based on farming. But one of the issues that has plagued Georgia recently is civil war. And the problem with civil war is that it greatly destroys the infrastructure of a country. And since this country has an economy that's based on farming, much of the farmland, the basis of the economy, was destroyed during the Civil War. So Georgia is still working its way back from these civil issues. Next up, we have Azerbaijan. What's interesting about Azerbaijan is that it's actually broken into two regions. And these two regions do not make contact with each other. It's kind of like the United States and Alaska. Alaska is a part of the United States, but it doesn't actually touch the rest of the United States. So here we have one part of Azerbaijan, and here we have another. Azerbaijan has a nice long coastline along the Caspian Sea, and it's lucky for them because the Caspian Sea is filled with oil. The map to the right shows all of the oil deposits and where Azerbaijan has refineries located in the Caspian Sea, and we can see that they make use of that natural resource quite a bit. Azerbaijan is predominantly Muslim, though, which is unique since they are nestled between Armenia, Georgia, and Russia, and these countries are predominantly Orthodox. Now we have Armenia. Armenia is a small little country. It has absolutely no coastlines. It borders Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and that's about it since it's so small. The people of Armenia are ethnically Armenian, and they predominantly practice Orthodox Christianity. But throughout history, they have been greatly abused by the countries that have controlled it. The Ottoman Empire, particularly, looked down upon the people who were ethnically Armenian, and they began to greatly abuse the people who were ethnically Armenian and even started to kick them out of their country. Armenia has also become involved in a civil war, or in a war with Azerbaijan in the 1990s. So Armenia has seen some trying times, and they are trying to recover from those violent issues. So now you are ready to go answer the questions on Moodle and be prepared to talk about the Caucasus region in class.